Hi everyone, this is Debbie Henderson from Debbie's Designs. Welcome to episode number 2 of my afternoon tea time and a card. I'm so glad you're here. So I'm all ready to go. I've got my tea in my hand. I'm drinking iced tea today. I'm going to move it aside just so I don't make a mess. Hi Suzanne. So I know a lot of you guys are going to be joining me later, and welcome if you are, because I know a lot of you guys are working. So today I'm using the Hold On to Hope stamp set. I'm going to show you the card that I made last week in case you guys missed it. This was episode 1 of my afternoon tea time and a card. This is something new that I started just for my Facebook group. So today we're going to be creating an Easter card. This is the card we're going to make. We've got a little bit of wood grain designer paper. We've got some vellum and then some die cutting and embellishments. So let me start out by giving you the measurements that I'm using for cardstock. I'm using Pear Pizzazz 11 by 4 1/4, a piece of Whisper White for stamping. And then I have 2 pieces of Whisper White, one for the inside and one for the front, measuring 5 1/4 by 4. The wood grain measures 5 inches by 3 3/4. And the last piece is the vellum cardstock, measuring 4 1/4 by 3. Now I'm using for inks Fresh Fig and Pear Pizzazz. I'm also using some Stampin' Right markers, Flirty Flamingo, Pear Pizzazz, and a blender pen. So let me start out by scoring my card base. And that's going to be scored at 5 1/2. I am going to be using the Big Shot a little bit today, but I'm going to try to cut it all in one swoop on one cardstock piece. Okay, now let me show you the inside. I made the inside to coordinate the outside. So we've got the sentiment, the little butterfly, and then the same little branch and flowers as I have on the cross. So let's do some stamping first. Now the cross is being stamped with the Fresh Fig ink. And I like the way that the cross has some hits and misses in it. It really gives it that rustic look. Next is the little branch with the flowers. Now, if you'll notice on my card, I do have 2 colors on the branch, and I'm going to show you how to do that very easily. The first thing that I do is ink with the Pear Pizzazz. And then I'm going to bring in a scrap piece of paper, and I use my blender pen to wipe off the ink where the flowers are. So I'm going to clear the ink right off. So you're just wiping it off. And then I'm going to bring the Flirty Flamingo Stampin' Right marker and color the flowers. So that's how you can get 2 colors. You could also use the Pear Pizzazz marker and color, but it's a lot quicker to do it this way. And you can see that that gives you the 2 colors. Now I'm going to do the one for the inside of the card while I have the stamp image. So again, I'm using the blender pen to wipe off. I'm trying to find my flowers. There's one. And then you can add more than one color as you're doing this too. I just chose to do the Flirty Flamingo for you today. So now I'm coloring. And this is for the inside layer, so I'm going to stamp that right in the corner. Okay, look how pretty that is with the 2 colors. Next, we've got, let me see if I can bring the card back in. We've got the little flower right here. That's also in 2 colors. Because the Pear Pizzazz, there's only a little tiny branch with a leaf, I'm going to color that with the marker. And the flower with the Flirty Flamingo. We're going to stamp that right here. This is the sheet that I'm using to cut out, so that's why it looks kind of funky right now. The sentiment, God is love. And let me see, we'll finish the inside while I have all of the inks out. Now for the large sentiment, that's going to be with Fresh Fig ink. And then lastly, we've got the butterfly. And only because I have the marker out, I'm doing it with a marker. Okay, so that's for the inside. Now I have all of the stamping done. So I'm going to go ahead and bring in the Big Shot so I can cut all of my pieces out. I'm just realizing that I forgot to take out the banner. So I mentioned that I'm using Hold On to Hope for the stamp set. The dies are called Cross of Hope. So now I'm going to use washi tape to hold all of these down, and I'm going to cut all 4 all at once. Okay, this one is for the cross. And then we've got the little flower. And lastly, we've got the big branch. We are so spoiled with our dies. It's kind of a disappointing now when we purchase a stamp set that doesn't have dies to go with it. Okay, so now I've got my cross, my branch, the banner, and the small flower. Let me see if I can bring my card back in. So I'm going to go ahead and glue the inside since that one's all done. Next is the Whisper White layer on the front. And then I've got the wood grain. Oh, that would be pretty on this side too. Maybe I'll do the darker side just to show you the difference. So this is layer number 3. Now when I'm doing the vellum, I know that I'm going to have a cluster in the center. So that's where I'm going to add my glue because I know it's not going to show through. And before I glue everything down, I'm going to go ahead and add the little stamp image in each corner. Now don't forget, when you're stamping on vellum, vellum is not porous, so you have to be careful to not touch the inked image for a while until it dries completely. Okay, now we're ready to glue all of the layers in place. So I'm going to start out with the cross with Stamping Dimensionals. So Anne, you're saying you're not getting this live. Even though I set it up as an event, you won't unless you come to the page and watch it. because I set it up as an event. That way you get a reminder. Okay, now I just need to punch out just a few little holes. And this is going to go right on top of the cross, and I'm gluing it down flat. And we're going to put that just like that. Isn't that cute? Next is the banner. That's also going to be glued flat. And then we have this cute little flower. And then what I'm going to do with that is add glue and then tuck it behind the banner. And my last two items, the Floral Romance seals. And you guys saw me use it on this card last week. I just love how you can just tuck those in there, and it really adds a really nice layer to your cards. These have glue on them already. I'm just going to push this under and push down on it. And my last item is the, what's this called? The Nature's Twine. It comes in a package of 4. This is the Blackberry Bliss. And I've already gone ahead and made the bow. I'm going to take a glue dot and roll it. Add it to my cross. And then press down so that my bow can be glued down. So that's it for today. How quick was that? And then again, like I said, the Big Shot pretty much cut everything out for me. I didn't have to do any fussy cutting. Let me open this up so you can see the inside. And I just want to let you know I will be going live on my business page tomorrow night at 7 p.m. Now, this is my Sunday share that I had to cancel on Sunday because I had ended up with the flu and I had to cancel. So I'll be making 3 projects tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. So thanks so much for joining me for my Stamp and Ink Designs afternoon tea time and a card. I hope you enjoyed my card, and I'll see you again for episode number 3 in 2 weeks. Have a good day, everyone.